Sunrise on the Reaping is the gripping new prequel in the Hunger Games series, set 24 years before Katniss Everdeen's story. This novel centers on Haymitch Abernathy, a 16-year-old from District 12, as he's forced into the arena during the brutal 50th Hunger Games, also known as the Second Quarter Quell. Haymitch is a sarcastic, clever, and fiercely loyal teen. He lives in poverty with his mother and younger brother in District 12. On the day of the Reaping, which also happens to be his birthday, he's shocked when his name is drawn as a replacement tribute after a chosen boy is executed for attempting to flee. The rules of the Quarter Quell are especially cruel this year. Each district must send 2 boys and 2 girls, instead of the usual one of each. Joining Haymitch from District 12 are Maysilly Donna, a determined and wealthy girl, Wyatt Callow, a sharp-tongued oddsmaker, and Luella McCoy, Haymitch's close friend, who tragically dies during the tribute parade in the capital when a riot breaks out. After this traumatic event, Haymitch becomes a symbol of quiet rebellion. When he carries Luella's body through the streets, a public act of defiance, President Snow takes notice. The capital begins to manipulate Haymitch's games as punishment, foreshadowing Snow's future obsession with control. Inside the capital, Haymitch begins forming unlikely alliances. One notable character is Ampere Latier, a tech-savvy tribute from District 3. Ampere's father, Beetee, is forced by Snow to mentor his own son, a chilling example of the capital's cruelty. Haymitch also develops a reluctant partnership with Maysilly. The two discover the edge of the arena is protected by a mysterious force field. Together, they realize the power structure behind the games is vulnerable, and possibly exploitable. As tributes die one by one, Haymitch and Maysilly grow closer, even as the capital tries to tear them apart. Their alliance is tested when Maysilly is killed by genetically engineered capital creatures. Her death devastates Haymitch, but also strengthens his resolve. In the final stages of the games, Haymitch is left to face one last enemy, a career tribute named Silka. He lures her toward the force field, where her own weapon rebounds and kills her, making Haymitch the victor of the 50th Hunger Games. But victory comes at a price. Back in District 12, Haymitch returns not to celebration, but to ruin. His home is burned. His family is dead. And his girlfriend, Lenore, dies after unknowingly consuming poison candy meant for Haymitch, a final message from President Snow. These tragic events mark the beginning of Haymitch's emotional downfall. Though he becomes a celebrity in Panem, his trauma isolates him. He turns to alcohol to cope with his pain, the very man Katniss will meet years later. The book closes with an emotional epilogue, Haymitch in the future, caring for a goose gifted to him by Lenore long ago, quietly raising her eggs. In a world changed by rebellion, Haymitch clings to small symbols of hope and healing. Themes and legacy. Sunrise on the Reaping explores grief, power, rebellion, and survival. It shows how Haymitch's wit and courage challenged the capital, and how the trauma of the games shaped him into the bitter but wise mentor Katniss would one day depend on. This novel expands the Hunger Games universe by diving deeper into Panem's political corruption, the emotional toll of being a tribute, and the first sparks of revolution. Before Katniss, before Peter, there was Haymitch. And this is the story of how he survived. Thanks for watching.